Hello cruise mates, I'm Horton Novak. Welcome to the channel once more. In late April, I had the opportunity to travel on the Wand of the Seas during her first transatlantic crossing, a 14-night journey that would be the second leg of my back-to-back voyage on board the ship. The crossing was also my first time traveling in a lower deck cabin. To be quite honest, I was a bit hesitant about this choice. On the first leg of this trip, I stayed in a stateroom on deck 10 for a 5-night Caribbean cruise, and the most practical and convenient option would be to continue in the same cabin during the transatlantic, as I had done before on back-to-back cruises. Unfortunately, this time, the same cabin wasn't available for the second part of this trip, and without similar options on the ship's upper decks, the stateroom on deck 6 became my home on board for the transatlantic crossing. To my surprise and against everything I expected, the cabin on deck 6 turned out to be an excellent option and even brought some unexpected advantages, and I will share all the details about it with you in this video. But before we start, please consider subscribing, inviting your friends, and hit the bell to be notified when more videos about cruise ships and cities around the world are available on the channel. It doesn't cost you a cent, but it really helps our channel to grow and inspires me to create new videos for you every week. But now it's time for us to explore the cabin. Let's go! Hello cruise mates, and welcome to the beautiful Wand of the Seas. We are just in the middle of our transatlantic voyage to Europe, and today I want to share with you all the details about my stateroom. During the first transatlantic crossing of the Wand of the Seas, I stayed on stateroom 6690 on deck 6. This cabin is located portside middle ship towards the aft. Usually, I would prefer to stay in cabins on higher deck. However, during this trip, the ship didn't have many balcony cabins available on these floors, so not very comfortably, I ended up booking a stateroom on deck 6 instead. The surprising part was that against all I expected, staying on a lower deck of the ship ended up becoming an excellent option for several reasons. To start, the cabin location was very convenient, sitting on the same deck as the boardwalk and a floor above the Royal Promenade and its attractions, events and dining options, including Sorrento's Pizzeria and the Promenade's Cafe, which stays open 24 hours a day for a quick meal or some snacks before bed. But let's talk about the room. Welcome to cabin 6690. Despite being an ultra-modern cruise ship, the passengers still must leave their cards in the power slot when entering the room to activate the lights. Just behind the entrance door, you'll find the onboard location map and the safety chart that includes detailed instructions on where to go in an emergency or how to put on your life jacket. Just a tip here, maybe because the ship's brand new, but keep an eye on your cabin's door, because sometimes it doesn't close properly without an extra push. The room is modern, comfortable, and perhaps a bit different from cabins on other ships in the company's fleet. For this trip, the room has been set up with 2 single beds, but you can request to change the setup to a double bed if you prefer. Simply inform your room attendant and the change will be done before you return to your room after dinner. I heard some comments before boarding that the beds were very hard for being new, but I didn't find that was the case. The beds are very comfortable. In fact, in the 2 rooms I stayed in these back-to-back trips, the beds were perfect and cozy, at least for my taste. The guests have access to American power points and USB ports on both bedside tables to charge phones or other digital equipments. It also offers space to put shoes or other small objects that you use more frequently or before going to sleep, such as medications, books, and glasses. One of the tables has a telephone to contact onboard services and other cabins and even make land calls for an extra fee. You can bring extra power adapters if you have multiple pieces of equipment powered by USB. Traveling with computers and video equipment, I always carry additional USB adapters as many older ships do not offer enough or sometimes no USB ports at all. Just a tip, Do not bring power extensions or irons, because they are not permitted on board and will be confiscated during the vacation, and just will be returned to you at the end of the journey. In the description of this video, I will list some of the adapters I often bring and use on board. They are small, convenient to take with you, and won't be confiscated before boarding. However, on board of the Wonder of the Seas, unless like me, you bring a lot of electronic equipment and batteries, you will have no problem recharging your accessories. The vessel has plenty of power outlets and USB ports in the cabins and other venues, such as pubs and bars, in case you need it when you are out and about. The TV is modern, the perfect size for the space, and is strategically located in front of the beds. But you can also change the monitor position easily when you're watching from the sofa or balcony. They also have hooks to hang bags and even clothes below the TV if you are running out of space. Tip: in cruise ships, the walls are made of metal, so you can bring magnetic hooks and hanging travel bags to organize and hang objects around the cabin. If you are curious, I will list some of my favorites in the video description. The room comes with 2 wardrobes, one with shelves, drawers and hangers, and a safe that can accommodate smaller things like wallets and passports, but doesn't fit a laptop. The second wardrobe comes only with 2 rows of hangers, but if you don't have many clothes to hang, you can use the space on the bottom to store your bags. Tip: you can also store your bags or more oversized items under the beds. If you are traveling with more than 2 people, the sofa can be transformed into a double bed. So, although a little overcrowded, you could have up to 4 people in this room. Another thing that caught my attention in the cabin was the new style of the curtains. In a white to blue gradient, they give a modern and refined style to the space. Another place to store your belongings is a chest with drawers. In a drawer, you'll find a hairdryer, which, as in other ships in the fleet, is not very powerful. A door on the chest also hides an empty minibar to chill whatever you want while on board. Next to the chest of drawers, you'll find a table and a mirror on the wall. The area is organized as a dressing table, but can be used to place computers or tablets and become your office while on board. Just below the mirrors, you'll find more power outlets. To be more exact, 3 American and 2 European power outlets, and 2 USB ports. They thought well about USB port placements on this ship. One thing that was quite disappointing on this voyage was that although the ship was super technological, the internet wasn't at the same level. The speed was ordinary and the connection was very unstable and kept on disconnecting, especially when I was moving around the ship. However, let's talk about the area that is why you are traveling in the stateroom of this category. The balcony is one of my favorite areas and the highlight of this cabin. The space is perfect for relaxing, reading a book, or having a delicious breakfast while enjoying the fantastic views. But let's take a look in the bathroom. The cabin's bathroom is pretty standard and doesn't bring many difference compared to other similar staterooms on board the Royal Caribbean fleet. The space is nice and bright and well planned, even though, as in the room, the walls and door materials seem to be more streamlined and less robust than on other ships. Here you'll find some shelves for personal products, underneath the sink is some extra space for storage, the traditional bin, and extra toilet paper and towels. The toilet system is very sensitive on cruise ships. You can throw toilet paper, but larger items such as diapers and etc. must be put in a trash to avoid clogging. But the biggest news here is the shower enclosure, nothing like the horrible plastic curtains that stick to your body while showering on other ships. In this cabin, the area is enclosed by an acrylic box that closes with magnets, avoiding water leaks through the bathroom floors and providing a much more comfortable and pleasant experience for the passenger. The space in the shower is excellent. I am a big guy and have had no issues moving through the area. The shower head is a traditional model on most of Royal Caribbean's modern ships. Talking about showers, shower time is another unexpected advantage of a lower deck cabin. I noticed that the water pressure is much stronger on deck 6 than on my previous stateroom on deck 10, making each shower a much more enjoyable and relaxing experience. Another attractive advantage worth mentioning is that I felt much less the ship rock in this cabin than on the previous one on deck 10, what's excellent news for passengers who get sick or suffer with the vessel's movement. Well, I guess this is it. That was my personal impression and experience traveling in the Stateroom 6690 on board the Wonder of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, have had a different experience on board, or want to request a video about the ships or ports we visit, leave your comments, questions or ideas in the comment section below. I create my videos with you in mind, and your opinion is always very important to me. Have a great week. See you in the next video.